And it's those fears, again, some will be legitimate, some won't be, and some are just plain fear, just plain fear. And how is it that we dig underneath that? Because I think, and this is where it's a little tricky to get the right language around it, is we have to understand that it's easy to feel like others in times like this are strangers, or we feel estranged. I like this concept, right? This slide. The stranger is not just the person we don't know. It's the feeling we have towards ourselves and others as we try to hold both these fears and these hopes. So that idea of that we can feel estranged at times like this, and that idea of that stranger lives in us, like it's a deep thing. And how is it that we can start to move outward into ways that may start to bring about change and help us to reclaim us? If we're going to create community, if we're going to reclaim us, we have to do everything we can to go to the third way. That it's not going to be in these binaries. It's not going to be in these arguments. It's not going to be deciding this side's right and this side's wrong, or vice versa. It's not going to be about finally convincing everyone to see the world the way you do. It's going to be a third way that's outside of that. It's going to be a third way that's outside of that. And that third way has space for dialogue. That third way has space for debate. And that third way, most importantly, has space for love and the hope that it engenders. Now, as the musicians come out for the second song, I want you to think, what are some hints you're getting as to the way that might look? This is not about a power struggle over here. This is about finding a third way, a faith expressed in love, a softness, a gentleness, a generosity, a place for the better angels of our nature, a place where we can truly come to live in that third way. And I want you to notice here the parts that I've highlighted. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. Now just even there, it's such an obvious tie that we're going to see God in the stranger. Just this idea of like finding God in the stranger. It's so incredibly important. And again, I want to keep on coming back to, this is the opportunity we have. And these feelings of fear and hope, that's where the fork in the road is. And I don't mean to say it's a fork in the road of either we're going to choose fear or we're going to choose hope. I would love as a pastor to say, you know what? Come to church, I'll be able to get rid of all of your fears and all of mine. What are the chances of that? 0. I think our whole life is lived with a lot of fear and a lot of hope at the same time. So the fork of the road is not an either or. The fork in the road is maybe the decision we make to go forward knowing both are true. There. The idea that hope is what helps us to reclaim the us, not disclaim others. And so what can we learn there? Well, there's this hope. And a phrase I'd love to share with you, and it's sort of our task, the thing I'd ask you to think about. It's a phrase from Richard Beck. He talks about what we need to recover is what he calls the strength of weak ties. It's easy to think of the strong ties, and I think of family here, family, these deep core connections, and those are super critical. I would never say they're not. And I would add this. Much of reclaiming us will be reclaiming the strength of weak ties.